Hi, I'm DelusionDispeller. I'm just going to conclude this series of Think Up Before You Link Up. I want to keep it kind of short. Another thing you need to think about is, where is the support going to come from? Are his or her family supportive of your relationship? If something happens that there's bills that can't be paid, there's back taxes that didn't get paid, is his family or your family going to be able to help you guys out? Are you going to rely on that? Or are you going to seek outside help? Is he or she embarrassed about seeking outside help if things go wrong? How about counseling? How do you both view counselors or therapy as needed? Are you okay seeing a therapist? How about marriage counseling or some other type of therapy? Are you all right with that? Or is he or she opposed and thinks that that is just for sissies and shrinks are a big joke and we don't need that? You need to know this before your relationship gets too far underway. Because what happens if you get into a relationship and you feel really, really close to the other person and all of a sudden the floor drops out and they just leave you for someone? And they want to be in the relationship with you, but they want to carry on another relationship with this other person. You're not sure how you feel about that. You need to talk to somebody about it. Are they okay with that? Or are they going to say, we don't need anybody getting in the middle of our mess. This is our mess. Because you can feel very, very alone when somebody has problems and they are not willing to go for help to work on things. You figure out if that's okay with you or if it's not. But do it before you link up. Think up before you link up. Think of all these things before you hook up with somebody in a close, tight relationship. And again, I'm going to stress, leave the sexual stuff out of it. As soon as you start doing that with somebody, you are not thinking clearly. It is very, very difficult. You will feel a bond with them that ought not be there, in my opinion, until you are married. And if not, at least until you are sure that this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Because if you do that before then, and sometimes even after then, but especially if you do it before then, you're not able to think right. You're thinking of all these close feelings you're having and how he touched your hair and she kissed your lips and all this other stuff. And you're not sitting there realizing he just insulted you. She just dodged your phone call. He didn't pick you up when he said that he was going to. She lied to you. You're ignoring all this stuff because, oh, the physical stuff is so good and we're just so in love. And don't do that to yourself. Keep your head on straight and keep your wits about you, as they say. It's very, very important. My whole point of making this is not to condemn anybody. It's because I wish people would have told me things before I got involved with certain people. So maybe by me telling you all of this, this will help you have second thoughts about what's going on and really look deeper into it and find out these things before you do link up. Think up before you link up. That's why I called it that. I was just sitting one day and pondering about, I'm in a relationship now in my marriage and all the things that I considered before I married my husband. You might not know this, and you probably don't because I don't think I've ever said it, but I canceled our wedding several times before I agreed to marry him. Not because he was a bad person, but because there was an awful lot of things in our relationship. There were an awful lot of things that I wasn't sure I could feel confident in not discussing and not working through and not seeing where it all would end up before I got involved in another marriage, because this is my second marriage. So when I was thinking about that the other day in the car, I thought, it would be a wonderful thing if I could warn people to look for certain things before they link up with people. And another thing that I want you to consider is this person, the significant other, moving way too fast? Are they like, oh, we got to get married right away, or we got to move in together right away? I've got to have you always with me and only you. And do they isolate you from other people? That's not a good thing. Do they say that you said things you know that you didn't say? All of that. Warning signs. Warning, warning. Big flashing red warning lights. Put the brakes on, back up, consider what's going on, and decide, do you really seriously want to spend a long term with this person in your life? Or are these things you're just going to ignore and overlook like you've done in other relationships or like you've been trained to do as a child? You need to decide how much your life is worth, because spending your lifetime with somebody or spending years with somebody that you're just not sure about, it's really not worth it, trust me. Anyways, just going to look over this real quick. Oh, how does your significant other handle children? We talked about pets a little bit on the first video, I believe. What's their view on children? Do they want children? Do they like children? Do you have children that you're concerned about them treating right? Because if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're mistreating your children, it's a very difficult thing. And I don't think you want to find yourself in such a predicament. So, how do they handle children? Ask yourself that and observe very carefully. Decide what the deal breaker is as far as how they talk to your child, how they discipline your child, how they act around your child, the example they're setting for your child. Do they have children that you are going to be the step parent of, or you are going to be important in their lives? Are you ready for this? Are you ready to join somebody that has children already? Do you get along with their children? Do the children get along with you? All things you need to consider. There's probably zillions of other things I'm leaving out here. But for now, this just gives you a few main pointers that are really, really important for you to look at. So, I'm going to conclude with that. And I'm just going to tell you once again, think up before you link. Thanks for watching.